Welcome to Homekeepers. Am I ever glad to be here today? Because as you know, this nation's been going through a pandemic. I think that was kind of a new word to me. And this is the first time we've been together to make a program to say hello again. I hope you all are doing well and that you're surviving. And pray. I'm going to just really pray for our viewers, that jobs will be restored, finances will be restored, families will get back to a normal life and all. But the Lord's going to see us through all of it. So I'm glad to be back with you. So glad to be back with you. Got a wonderful program. Have a return guest, Karen Whiting. She's written so many books. I'm not sure how many. I'll ask her when I talk to her. And we're going to fix some strawberry quick bread. And she has a book, so many books, but this one is called The Gift of Bread. And it has scriptures in it, but a lot of good recipes. And we're going to make one of them today. This is just one of her books. And so I'm always glad to have her back. She's working on another book right now. And I guess a writer is a writer is a writer. And she keeps pumping them out. So I'm anxious to join her in the kitchen. But I want to offer you a dual situation today, two of these kind of booklets. I think they're so fitting for what we're experiencing right now. Number one, putting an X through anxiety. We've offered you this before. And I want to add to it Beth Moore's Fruitful Life. What a great combination. Get rid of the anxiety in your life and everything that's going on. And think about bearing fruit. Just make that great shift, okay? And you can have both of those for $20. And we'll send them right out to you. You can use your credit card with the 800 number, or all our addresses on the screen, which is Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758. And our 800 number is forever 229-0059. So I hope you'll take advantage of that, because I've said it so many times, there's so much help. It could be a booklet, it could be a counselor. You don't have to go through life just kind of limping along. You can go through victoriously. And I'm here with a victorious lady. How are you? Welcome back.
Good. I'm happy to be here, Arthelene.
This is the first time you've been in the kitchen.
No, years
did
ago
you do
I
it?
was twice. We did chocolates one time. We did a little craft. It's been so
Well, we've
long.
only been doing this 20 years, so.
Yes.
Okay, let's get started.
Yes, we're going to make some strawberry bread today, and it's just beautiful when it's done.
It is gorgeous.
And it also smells good and will taste good. So I start with a cup and a half of flour, and I add in a cup of sugar. We do the dry ingredients first.
You know that
Get this out of here.
little lingo that was years ago, nothing says lovin' like something from the oven.
Right, yes.
I know the guy who came up with that.
Oh, really?
But it's so true.
Okay, then I added in my spices. I have cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves, and my baking soda and salt. So we're going to mix that up, after which, that wants to stick a little cumin in here today.
In Florida, if you put your salt out a little early, it sticks together.
Right, just mix that up. And then we take the beaten eggs, 2 eggs, half a cup of oil, which is already in this measuring cup, and our strawberries that are chopped. And
Were those fresh or frozen?
these were frozen, because that way you can make this any time of year. You don't have to depend on the fresh ones. They're chopped, they're been drained a bit, and mix that up and then mix it into.
Well, I've often bragged that you can get fresh strawberries in Florida all year long.
Yes.
And they're cheap. Some parts of the country, they're pretty expensive.
Right, right. So it's 10 ounces of strawberries, which is about 1 3/4 cup. If you're using the fresh ones, and we mix this
I'll
up
get
good.
these out of the way.
Okay. And you only mix it like any quick bread or quick muffin until all the dry and liquid ingredients are mixed together.
So you don't want to.
You don't want to
pound it,
over mix it, right, but you do want to get it mixed in.
What was it that made you put together a recipe book just with bread?
Well, my family is into bread from ages back. Even though my grandparents owned the only restaurant in my hometown when I was growing up, and they lived 2 houses away, my other grandmother and my great-grandmother and my mother, I made bread with everyone. But my family in the 1630s, when they founded Connecticut,
Your family founded Connecticut?
well, they were among the people who did. And of course, what
Such a
did they marry
gorgeous
but the,
state.
yes, and who did they marry but the other founders of the state? So when that happened, they built the first grist mill for the New Haven colony.
What's that?
That's where you mill the flour. So you
Oh,
mill
okay.
all your grains into flour, the grist mill. And my father, when he was a young boy 300 years later, was still having flour from that grist mill. By the time I was around, that grist mill was no longer in operation. But that meant bread was a big thing in our family. And then, of course, with Jesus being the bread of life, I just really
Perfect.
wanted to make bread.
Now you do all kinds of bread. You do the regular where you let the dough
Yes,
rise.
with the yeast,
and
I
this
do.
is quick bread.
This is a quick bread. I do the yeast breads, and so then when the strawberry bread comes out, this will cook for 1 hour in the oven at 350. Or you can just slice that and.
Well, did I read somewhere
bread.
that the town you grew up in something, your family made up half of it or a quarter of it?
When I was a little girl, there were 2,000 people in my hometown, and yeah, about 500 were probably relatives or distant relatives because there were so many descendants there. So yes, I
Well,
was
I'm sure then
very
they
beloved.
ran everything. What about mayor and that kind of person?
Oh, I had a grandfather who was a fire chief, an uncle who was the town selectman. We didn't really have a mayor at that time. Now I have a cousin who's a mayor in that town, though.
Well, you know, when I when I read it, I thought, how neat that a small town, but your family with so many family members there. The memories you have must be incredible.
Oh, just wonderful. You know, I had 13 of there were 30 of us first cousins. 13 were within 3 houses of me, and grandparents 2 houses away, and the other grandparents were 5 miles with other cousins over that way, and my parents' cousins, and the dairy farms that my family had, and all sorts of people. It was a great
blessing.
country area. And
Well,
good
let's
place
see
to
what
grow
this.
up
I'm
in.
going to take one from the center here so we can show them what it looks like. And I would probably put a little cream cheese on that.
Yes, or you can take the juice you strain the strawberries when they've thawed, mix it in with butter, and you've got a strawberry butter to put on too.
Yes. One time we did just a cooking segment of butters.
Oh,
on the
okay.
it's so good. Well, anyway, it's called Strawberry Quick Bread. And the information is coming up on your screen, and you can have it for free. Email's the best way, but choose the way that's best for you. And after that, I'm going to talk to Karen a whole lot more about her life, her writing, and her publishing. So stay there.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, you may receive it by contacting us through social media as listed on the screen. When requesting a copy through the mail, be sure to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. Thank you, and please know we always appreciate hearing from our viewers.
Okay, Karen, welcome back. You've been here several times. I'm not sure how many, but it's always good.
I don't know.
How many books have you written?
26.
Really?
Yes.
And when you were coming up through maybe high school, whatever, was there a writing ability there that you recognized or someone
No,
did?
I certainly didn't. I studied mathematics. That was my degree from college. I worked as a computer systems analyst. Never really thought about writing. And then when I had my children, and I did a lot of different activities with the children to really bring in the scripture and weave it into our life, everybody kept saying, you should write books, you should write books. So when that first one started college and the youngest one started preschool, I started to write.
Wow, that's a gap.
Yes, with
That
5,
is a
that was a gap. And in fact, that little one is now engaged.
You write a lot to different ages. Are these meant for the kids, or are they for the parents to teach and help the kids?
There is some of each. I have written books, devotional books and craft activity books for children, and then I've written parenting books and books like the bread book, The Gift of Bread, where I want to have the family to gather together, cook together, eat together, break bread together, because that's, to me, the heart of the family was the cooking and having a meal together and sharing our faith over breaking bread.
You had 5 children, right?
Yes.
And your husband passed away
Almost 8 years ago.
8 years ago. Does it get any easier?
Yes and no. I mean, you always miss that person, but he was so special, and it was we knew God was calling him home. He actually had a vision from God about that, but God gave him extra time. God gave him a couple more years than what the doctors had said. So that was a gift to me. And he raised our sons so well that our 3 sons remind me a lot of him, and that's nice.
Boy, that's a testimony. That's a testimony. At the top of the show, I mentioned the publishing part. I can't tell you through the years how many times writers have reached out to me because I talk to a lot of authors. Say, how do you get it published? And I really don't know. So if you've published 26 books, you must have some ideas on that.
I do, and I'm even a writing coach to help people who want to go that route and get published. And these days you have people who are self-publishing or independently publishing, we call it now, and the people who, like me, are still traditionally published. The best way is to go to a writer's conference, and we have a very good one in Florida that is run by Word Weavers. I don't know if you've had Eva Marie Everson or people from Word Weavers on. The next one will be in October. I won't be on the faculty this year. I probably will the following year.
We'll get your website up, and they can reach you through that, right?
They can, because I do coach people on how to get published and how to get things ready. It's also good to join a group, an organization, to find out more about writing. But the best thing is to have a great, startup of your book, because a nonfiction, you sometimes don't have to write the whole book before you get it contracted. Fiction, you do have to write the whole book first, especially your first one.
Have you ever done fiction?
I've dabbled in a little bit more. I've done children's stories for magazines rather than for books. And of course, when I've done a Bible storybook, then you're using the fiction techniques to retell the Bible stories.
So if we've got people out there who are writing, they would like to get things published, and you say to go to a writing conference, and if there's nothing they can attend, is there someone that can look over this book and say it is a candidate?
There's a lot of people out there who do that. Again, if they want to contact me, I can help them with that. There are people who do anything from editing and copy editing to content editing, and I do more of that content of looking over the overview of how it's put together and things. There are those who specialize in fiction versus nonfiction. There are also, as I said, critique groups. And this year, we've had a number of conferences canceled or moved dates of the Christian Writers Conferences. And so some of those have even gone online. On a lot of the big ones that happen, you can still order tapes from them, even if you don't go. You can order the recordings, the CDs or MP3s, however they have it for each conference, and listen to those, and that will help you too.
Well, what if they just, out of the blue, send a manuscript to some publisher? Is there any chance it will even be read?
There's a chance it'll be looked at, but it has to be in the right format, and it has to have what we call a proposal that explains what's in it, who you are, what you will do to market it, what the other books out there that it competes with are. There's a lot of things that go into that part of it also. I would say if it's what we call over the transom, where you send it in blindly, you didn't get an agent or anything else, you probably only have a 1 to 5% chance of having it picked up.
It better really be good.
Yes.
And the right person.
And the right reader who
yeah.
gets it first has to really get enthralled with it. You have a much better chance if you've done things correctly, followed their directions in the Writer's Market Guide. The Christian Writer's Market Guide is, of course, the one I use. Comes out new every year, and that lets you know more, not just who the publishers are of the books and the magazines, but also who agents are, where the conferences are held, and some other helps on how do you do a proposal and things.
Do you know what this sounds like? I was a minister of music for years. And I used to have big music conferences in this country. I don't know if they do anymore, but that's where you learn. That's where you go and really get some education. How many different publishers have published your works?
About 15.
Really?
Yes, because some don't do the children's books, and some do, like historic nonfiction that I've done is more done with AMG or certain other publishers, so it has to fit. And not that many do a cookbook, especially a devotional cookbook. So you have different publishers who specialize in different areas. There are, I have lots of friends who are with one publisher the whole time they publish. I just happen to, with my agent, be at several different publishing
Now, what's
houses.
the name of the newest book you've published?
The newest one is 52 Weekly Devotions for Families Called to Serve, and we talked about that on your show a few months ago.
So are you in a position now that you write a book and you kind of know where to target it, which publisher, and they'll open up and say, oh, that's Karen again, yeah, we'll publish it?
It does help that they know me. And there are times an editor at a publishing house will actually come to me. My book coming out next year is one in which the editor came and asked me about doing another book. They put out 2 ideas, and I countered with a different idea that they liked. Then they wanted the proposal on it. Now we have the contract, and I'm writing it.
Okay, what's a proposal?
A proposal is where you describe what the book's going to be about. You tell them what the contents are going to be in it. You tell them what the competition is, how you will market it, and you give them a sample of the first chapter to 3 chapters, or if it's a devotional, you give them a couple of weeks of devotions.
And so any new writer should have that proposal.
Yes, they do need to have that. And, it really helps them. If you can write a proposal, even if you're going to independently publish, it puts it together for you better, and it has a lot of wording that goes in there that ends up helping you market the book.
In other words, if you know what you're doing, it helps. Yeah.
Yes, well, what you put in the proposal often can end up on the back cover of the book.
I want to talk to you about the thing closest to your heart, and that's raising your children, really spread out and all. Looking back, they're all serving the Lord, right?
They're all following the Lord. I think one is, his wife is Jewish, so how they're doing things are a little bit different, but he certainly loves to read my books to his children and work with them on that.
What would you say to those moms that are at home now? You have so much experience, and trust me, when you get my age, you look back and the most important thing ever was the family, and I'm so thankful I've got 2 children. They married the right people. Thank God, that's a big one. And serving the Lord, and they've raised their kids that way. But we live in a lot different world than when I was raising mine.
We do, and of course my family is more spread out and getting a little more spread out. I have, most of them are in Florida right now, but a couple are probably going to move out of Florida. To me, the heart of our family was always doing devotions and having faith, having that time to talk about our faith. The other big thing was having meals together, eating together. And, I would do things with the bread, say, when they came in, and we lived in Connecticut when a number of them were small, but they would come in from school or sledding on a blustery cold day, and I would have a time to have the oven ready and the bread coming out as they walked in the door. And they learned one would run and get the butter and honey, and another would put out drinks, and another would get the plates, and we'd all sit down. And once they started eating that warm bread, they just opened up and started talking.
Yeah, that time after school is very important. They've got things to tell you. But I honestly wonder, I'd like to hear from some of the viewers on this, how many of our families actually have devotions every day together. And we're not talking about a revival or anything like that. We're talking about just a few minutes where you read some scripture and you pray God's blessing on that family. I don't know of anything so important.
Yeah, I don't know how many do it either. I wish we had better figures on that. But I think even if you do it once or twice a week, and that's why I tend to write weekly devotions, and then talk about, usually on something like that, pick it up and ask another question about the devotion you did the day before, and continue that through the week.
I believe that if they would do that, that would be an outstanding family memory.
Yes, and they know the Bible better. We are into a time of Bible illiteracy, really,
You've got that
where they
right.
don't know the basic stories. If you do devotions, your children know the Bible.
Yes, we used to have a thing across the board called Sunday school. And that's probably where I learned most of the Bible. I've been to Bible college, but I bet I learned most of it in the local church, Sunday school, children's church. And a lot of churches don't have that at all anymore.
Yeah, not as much, and some of them will have children's church, and what they do in it is not always
That's
as much
different, too.
Bible-based, because sometimes it may be the praise and worship songs, which are great to have, but they may not be doing that much of actually learning scriptures and reading Bible stories and reading through the Bible, that type of thing. And I certainly really spent time with the children on the Bible, and then by the time they were 10, they'd had children's Bibles, but then we had them pick out the Bible they really wanted to have, and we did that according to their learning style and personality as to what would fit them.
Yes, and we've had Karen's website up for quite a while. There's so many resources there, not only if you're just writing and want information on that, but also all the books she's written that can help you with your parenting, and also books that can educate the children about
yes.
Jesus, and from very, very small. And you do teenage.
Yes, I have a book for teenagers on communication skills, a devotional girl talk, guy talk.
Well, what inspired you to do that? I mean, guys kind of grunt, don't they? And girls.
Yes, and we have that in there, and right on the cover it talks about how girls speak 20,000 words a day and boys speak, less than 10,000, or is it less than 7,000 words a day on average.
And that's a true statistic, right?
Yes, yes. So that's an interesting thing there. But I actually had an editor come to me and say, would you do something for teenagers? And I said, I'd love to do something on communication skills. And she was ready to contract it when all of a sudden the publishing house said no. So my agent took it to a different publishing house, and they said yes. But because it was girls and guys, I did it with a man who's well known at Focus on the Family, because he's the editorial director of youth publications there, Jesse Floria. We've done a couple books together, so he was the guy voice, I was the gal voice.
And have you gotten any feedback from those books?
Well, yeah, I get different feedback from a lot of books. The teen book, there's the ones that have given me feedback really talk about how this has really helped them, because in these days and ages, people are doing text messaging and a lot of little things in Instagram and Snapchat where they're hardly speaking words, and they're not always in person speaking. And right now with the pandemic, we're hardly speaking, person to person.
Right.
And this really helps them learn how to communicate better and deeper.
Well, with their phones, they change the spelling.
Yes,
and
they
then
do.
they run words together, and
Yes.
I often wonder how that all shakes out when you're an adult in the
I think
workplace.
we're still seeing what's going to happen with all of that, and
Yeah.
some of it does come through, but what happens, I'm sure, is where you have a young group of board members and all, they're all going to be doing the same type of thing,
Yeah.
of their
It'll be
abbreviations and everything.
It will be
and
interesting.
their acronyms.
Well, it's always great to have you here, and I know that we're living in about the strangest time I've ever lived, and I've lived a long time, but got a couple things to say to you before we say goodbye.
Arthelene would like you to keep the following information handy. You may contact Homekeepers by writing to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758, or go to www.rippy.org. Remember, we always enjoy hearing from our viewers, and we thank you for your support.
I was a very young girl when the Second World War ended, but some things surrounding that historic event, even after so many years, are deeply etched in my memory. I could never forget those small flags that hung in the windows of many homes, adorned with either a gold or silver star. Now, the silver star represented someone in that family seriously injured in the war, and the gold star indicated someone whose life had been lost. With immeasurable heartache and pain along the way, America made it through that war. The victorious winner, that was America. Other wars would follow, some controversial, left for history to sort out, but as a nation, we came through. Who can forget the civil rights struggles and the horror of 9/11? Our history is replete with situations filled with horror, pain, and uncertainty. But with the help and grace of God, America made it through all of them. Now we face something brand new to me, a pandemic. I looked it up to be certain that I knew what it meant. The dictionary uses words like global, epidemic, pestilence, universal, rampant, and plague. None are words offering any comfort. Many have family members and friends who are hurting. As we face an unmerciful virus, incomes are lost, bills are stacking up, and family life has been shredded. But I've served the Lord way too long to believe anything except He is trustworthy and He will make a way for His children. Isaiah 43 leaves no wiggle room when God Himself makes the declaration, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they will not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be scorched, nor will the flame burn you. These are the words of the God we serve. He can be trusted to see His children through. Just this week, I discovered a song by Bill and Gloria Gaither, one I had not heard. And I believe God brought it to me so I could give these words to you. The title is simply Through. It goes like this. When I saw what laid before me, Lord, I cried, what will I do? I thought He would just remove it, but He gently took me through. Without fire, there's no refining. Without pain, no relief. Without flood, there's no rescue. Without testing, no belief. Through the fire and through the flood, through the water, through the blood, through the dry and barren places, through life's dense and maddening mazes, through the pain and through the glory, through will always tell the story of a God whose power and mercy will not fail to take us through. Think about it. And remember, friends, there's no higher calling than that of a homekeeper. God bless you.
If you should miss a Homekeepers program, you can catch up by going to www.ctnonline.com. Click on CTN Programs and then on Homekeepers.